Well, the day has finally come to start putting these fenders on and get rid of these garbage hodgebuilt fenders. So yank those off of there and continue with the project. Okay, I got those ugly ass hodgebuilt fenders off of there, and these were used mounts. I bought 2 used fenders. These were white. I painted these. They're gonna be in the back because they're gonna get beat up. Then I have 2 brand new ones for the front. So this one's gonna go in the back corner. And I extended this 3 inches so I didn't have to drill another hole. I had to cut the old mount off of there. The bolt was so rotted it wouldn't spin. So I'm gonna get the other fender mounted here, mocked up. Back one's gonna be super easy, no modifications. Gotta just drill a hole right through the frame rail. And then this is an Airglide 100 suspension, which is kind of a pain in the ass to do this without having the brackets all the way up here and mounting them off like the 5th wheel. I have a little solution, so I'm going to show that, and we're going to start trying to bolt some of these on there. But all in all, it's coming together a little bit so far. I got to get the other crap fender off. Okay, this is part of my modification to make it work. So this is going to go between the suspension arms. What I did was I extended them and then cut angles out of them to make this. This is for the other side extended. It's a little goofy looking, but this is to drill minimal holes in the frame. The holes that are there, I just got to open them up just a little bit. I think they are like 7/16 the holes or something like that. And I'm going to maybe open them up to a 1/2 inch. People get worried about drilling the frames of the trucks. You can't drill the flange. Like, so if this was the frame rail, this would be the flange. You can't drill or cut that. Drilling the frame is really not that problem. If you ever look at like a Isuzu, they have 1,000 holes down them, so I think it's fine. One hole is not bad. I mean, it's already there. It's just opening it up. Okay, so I just got all my bolts started and all my brackets. These are used. I think I said that. But I made this bracket here, and now I am trying to copy it, and I have a piece cooling down that I'm going to try and fit in there. Just trying to grind it to fit nice and snug. I'm going to weld it, cut the tap there, and should be pretty level. We'll see. And then I just got to drill a hole in it. This was a little tough to drill through on the truck side. So I have the fenders pretty much leveled up. Just when I drill the holes, I just got to push that one in a little bit. So that is drilled out to 1/2 inch. Use this bolt hole here. That's nice and tight. I drilled the hole on the back side, and that's in there, and that's nice and tight, and got most of those bolts tight. They're all started. And then you see there was nothing there. It's super easy. I gotta do the same on that side, but I don't have blocks of wood, so I gotta wait till I make that bracket. So I could technically bolt this side on completely, but I'm using that bracket as a template to make the other side, to make it nice and easy. And then once I have this side bolted in, I can lift it up, bolt it in entirely, and then take the blocks out and then shove them on the other side to get the gap up. And it should be fairly simple. It's just time consuming if you don't want to drill the frame and if you don't have that many holes to work with. And then working around this suspension setup's not the easiest. A lot of guys will run the single humps because then they'll have one bolt and they use that bolt. But to use 2 brackets into one takes some customizing, and most people won't do that. But when there's a will, there's a way. And then I'm gonna have to touch that up with paint. That's more of a matte color, so I have to get some flat black for that. And just touch it up, make it look a little bit better. But like I said, it's on the back of the truck, and those ones are definitely scratched and gouged up from the trailer. And then I have another project I want to work on the back of this too, but that'll come later. All right, well, I'm back to working inside the shop. I was grinding and cutting metal outside on the truck vise. I have a really shitty one on a service truck. Broke my old vise on a different project, so now I got this Wilton one. I'm tired of the off-brand Chinese one, so I got me a real brand one. Now I just got to find out where I need to drill the hole and then paint it, throw it on the truck. Okay, so these are all mounted. I got all the bolts in there. It looks pretty good. It took a while to get it leveled up. I had to have somebody come over, help me mount that. When I went under there, he impacted it. Then I lost daylight. I got this all like squared away. This isn't super tight. Same on the front. The middle one's tight. And then this got an anglet right now, measuring. It's fairly lined up right now. I'm gonna probably drill and put a hole in one or two of them. This one's twisted. So you get the back to where you want it, and then the front twist out or in. So the back's out now and the front's in. So I like where the front is, but then the back just has to come in like probably like that much, ½ inch. That's just from sitting. They lost shape a little bit, but it's fine. One thing you want to do before you start drilling holes in these, tighten up like the top ones here. It'll pinch this and make the bracket sit straight, because right now it could wiggle up and down and then your holes will be off. So I'm going to do that and then just prepare it, measure one more time, and then sink a bolt in each of them. Okay, I got 2 bolts in each fender, and now I can go ahead and loosen these, because if you look, the bottom's not touching, so it needs to tilt in. Okay, it's up. That's the ride height. It looks pretty good. The suspension keeps coming up for some reason. I just changed the leveling valve, so it's not 100% dialed in. So the back's coming up. But once I get it dialed in, it'll look right. It looks a little tall there. Yeah, you could tell my mud flaps are supposed to be dragging on the ground, so it's sitting a little taller than normal. So I'm gonna play with that. That's good, installed. Everything's tight. These used ones look good. Everything's solid. Vibrates as it should. And those are fixed for good. Bye-bye. Okay, so I hooked up the trailer, and I think the height's pretty good. Get some clearance in there. I don't think there's going to be an issue with that, but we'll keep an eye on it. All right, so that looks pretty good. Get the full fenders on there. I like that. Okay, so the fender's been on for a few thousand miles, and they've worked out pretty good. The only thing I would recommend, instead of a 2x4, I would use like 3/4 board. Drop them down a little bit. I still think I want to lower them. The trailer's fully loaded right now. It's at ride height, but that's a pretty good gap. So I would think stick like a 1/2 inch plywood or a 3/4 plywood strips in there. Space it out, then mount them. That would get it down another 1.5 inches. And I think you'd be happy with that. It is a little close to the trailer, but I think it's fine.